All right, coming back at you with another dry fire drill that you can add to your kit. So with this drill, sometimes you'll get light strikes or something of that nature when you're doing competition. And you need to fix that problem quickly. So the mantra that we used to use is slap, rack, and then pull, right? So pull being pulling the trigger, right? So there's a lot of stuff happening here when you do the slap, rack, pull, okay? The first thing is, well, you're breaking your grip. So when you come back into it, you got to get your grip back. So there's some definite things, some learning curves there if you're new to shooting. So, I like to say so a lot. I got to stop saying so. All right, I'm coming back at you with another dry fire drill that you can add to your kit box, okay? This is the slap rack pull drill, and it's designed around having a light strike or something of that nature with your firearm. Another way you would have this is you fail to load the firearm correctly, meaning you just kind of half cock it and it doesn't grab that round to chamber it, for example. That would be another reason why you would have to use this drill. The other reason is maybe the magazine, you didn't seat it all the way, and then you thought you did, but then again, you didn't chamber one, so you'd have to slap, rack, pull. And this drill, although it's easy, there's a lot of things going on near simultaneously. Well, the first thing is you get a click instead of a bang. So now your mind goes from, oh crap, what happened? Well, the immediate action there is slap, rack, pull. Pull being pulling the trigger. It could be slap, rack, assess, but we're talking about competition, so you're definitely going to be pulling. So once you get that click, your mind is like, it wants to figure out what the hell is going on, but you don't have time to figure out what's going on. The only thing you have time to do is to get the gun back up into operation. Once you hear that click, you break your grip. You're breaking your grip. So you're going to have to reestablish that grip when you get into the pull phase of the slap rack pull. Slap, rack, and what I mean by rack is that you're going to pull the action all the way and just release it. That's it, right? You can do it that way, you can do it that way, you can do it this way, however you're going to do it. I prefer grabbing the back of it and racking like that. If you have a red dot, maybe you can do that, but I prefer still grabbing, pinching the back and just letting it go. Pull back and let go. So it's imperative that you slap, then rack, and then get back on target, because you don't know what the issue is. You don't know if the magazine is not seated. You don't know if the magazine is seated, but you didn't pull the slide all the way to the rear. You don't know if, it's a light strike on the primer. You don't know any of these things. So the only thing you can do is slap, rack, pull, and then try to figure out what was going on from there. Now, if you find out that it's light strike after light strike after light strike after light strike, then it could be potentially the ammo. It could also be the firearm, okay? for example, if you had been practicing with the ammo before and then now it's competition day and now you're having light strikes, it could be the spring of the striker in my case, or maybe it's the hammer. So those could be some issues, right? But we know that we're getting light strikes or whatever. So this is the remedial action. So that's the remedial action. Now we're going to put it into a drill. And the drill is a draw. You get a click, slap rack. You draw, you're going to get a click, slap rack, pull, all within that 1 second. So about 1.2 second draw, slap rack, pull. You should be pulling within another second. So about 2.2 seconds total. With my Kestrel Pro timer here, I'm going to set it up so that's a start delay of 3 seconds, a random of 3 to 7 seconds. My first par is going to be 1.1 second, and my second par is going to be 2.1 seconds. So the first par is me up on the target. My second par is slap rack pull, again on the target. There's a lot happening here, so you might want to slow this down. In fact, I'm going to slow this down to 1.5 seconds for my first. And then for my second, I'm going to give myself another 1.5 seconds. And I'm just doing it slow here, right? Because there's a lot of things going on at the same time, almost, or at least simultaneously. Almost simultaneously. That has to happen. So you're going to break your grip. You're going to slap. You're going to rack. Then you're going to get your grip back. And then you have to get your sight alignment, sight picture back. And then you pull, right? There's a lot of stuff happening. So I'm going to do it slow. 1.5 for the draw. 1.5 for the slap rack pull. All right, delay starts now. Okay, so I'm gonna slow that down. I'm gonna slow that down even more. I'm gonna slow that down even more, and break down the drill as I'm doing it. So let's go for the draw. I'm gonna give myself a 2.5 second draw, and then another 2.5 seconds for the rest of the drill. Okay. And I'm just going to talk about what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, and let's see how fast I can get it done within that 2.5 for each, of course. Okay. Coming up, pushing the button, getting that nice grip. It's not fast enough. All right, I'm gonna try that again. Coming up, draw. On target, pull the trigger, slap, rack. Back on target, pull the trigger. It's not slow enough. Okay, I'm going to slow that down even more, and I'm going to try to talk through the process as I'm doing it. So for anybody who are brand new shooters, maybe they can do a checklist or whatever. If it helps you, good. If it doesn't help you, well, at least it's out there for somebody that it might help. All right, so here we go. Timer starts now. So I'm waiting for the beep. I'm prepared, ready to go. The beep goes, I'm gonna push that button, get that nice, good grip. I'm gonna come out and get my sight picture. Pull the trigger. I'm gonna slap, rack, get that grip back, and you get my sight picture back. Pull. Again. Here we go. I'm pushing that button, getting that nice grip, bringing it out, getting that sight picture, pull the trigger, slap, rack, and then get that grip back, and then pull the trigger again once I get the sight picture, of course. Now when it comes to the draw process, I'm putting my support hand up into position to receive. So I'm obviously doing this slow in hopes that it's going to help anyone who would like to do this drill kind of break it down, okay? Now, it's not often that you'll have a light strike or something of that nature, but when it happens, you want to be prepared for it. And it shouldn't take more than a second to fix. Again, if you have multiple light strikes or something of that nature, you have to inspect the firearm, and then it might be the end ammo issue, right? So that could be an issue too. So if you like this drill, do what you need to do.